Hi guys, happy Saturday. We talked about, obviously the reason for setting this group up was to share with you kind of research that we look at or briefly kind of skim and or look into in more detail. Now, one of the things that I always bang on about is about making sure you get enough protein on. So that's kind of the topic today, and specifically it's talking about the question of can you build muscle mass while you're still dieting. So when people talk about dieting, to me it's looking at a calorie deficit. So everyone here, or most people here, are on a calorie deficit. There's probably a few that aren't. There's a few here that are probably in a calorie surplus, but it's still relevant to you guys because ultimately you're in a calorie surplus because you want to be putting lean muscle mass on anyway. So there's a study that I've just looked at, and it basically looked at two groups, and everything within the groups was exactly the same. Their training, their calorie deficit, how many times they trained a day, etc. The only thing that changed was the amount of protein they were on per day. So one group was on 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight a day. So for 100 kg individual, that'd be 120 grams that they're on a day. And for the other group, they were on 2.4 grams per kilogram of body weight. So if it was a 100 kilogram individual, again, they'd be on 240 grams of protein a day. So pretty much double what the 1.22 group were on. And what was interesting, or well, not so interesting, but what just kind of strengthened coaches like mine's views on how important protein is when you're on a diet or you're in a calorie deficit, is just the role that protein had on lean muscle mass. And what it found was in the 1.2 group, like lean muscle mass didn't really move. It kind of stayed the same. And what it found with the 2.4 gram group, so the ones that were on double the amount of protein, was that lean muscle mass shot up massively, absolutely shot up muscle mass. But also, because the lean muscle mass shot up massively, it also meant that the person or the people lost more body fat in that group as well. So the total weight loss between both groups was pretty much the same, but the 2.4 group, so the people that are on double the amount of protein, put on more lean muscle mass and lost more body fat percentage, which in a nutshell is body composition training. That's what we're looking to achieve. Now, people that are under my wing, so those of you that are under my wing getting coached by me, you'll be on roughly around 2 grams per kilogram of body weight, so you're not be far off that. But it's just to re-emphasize the fact, guys, that going on large amounts of protein isn't necessarily a bad thing, and it just shows you that when you are in a calorie deficit, how important getting the amount of protein is right for you to help maintain and build muscle mass, which ultimately help you burn fat as well long term. So that's just something that I've just read recently, guys, and it's something that definitely you need to take on board. And obviously, if you want to understand the reason why protein's so high in your nutritional plan, I've just explained it there. So do not underestimate the role that protein has to play when it comes to you dropping body fat and losing weight. And obviously, for all the naysayers that say protein's bad, don't have too much protein, all this stuff, then you know that you can kind of come back with an argument now, or just slap him in the face and tell him to shut up. So that's what I've kind of tried to get across to you today, guys. The importance of protein. So have a great weekend, have a great Saturday, and it'd be good to get your thoughts on it. If you've got any thoughts, just put them in the comment section below.